Hey beautiful people, it's so lovely to be able to take a moment to connect with you all once again. I hope this all finds you well. Um, Earlier this evening I experienced just a beautiful transition from day into twilight, twilight into night. It was surreal. The colour in the sky was this mixture of blues and kind of purple, and then kind of a deep rich darkness, and it was happening really gradual and kind of really slowly, and then you kind of just tipped, and as you did, everything just went really still and really quiet. It was a kind of beautiful moment. So here we are. Let's kind of explore this. There is no journey and there is no path. You may be thinking, what is Shane? What is Shane saying? What is Shane talking about here? Many of you know the story. So many of you know the story that in winter solstice in 2019 on a live stream I was asked, what does next year bring? What does next year bring, Shane? What's ahead? And I remember looking down at the floor and taking a big deep breath and kind of looking back up at the camera and saying, just felt this sense of hold on tight. There's going to be a change like no other, a cosmic pause, and from the shell of the old world a new world will be born. And I truly feel that we are at some level in that cosmic pause. It's as if, and I've said this before, as if there is this birthing, yeah, from the shell of the old world, a new world will be born. We're kind of in that transition, we're in that birthing process. But I also remember that winter feeling this real urge to declutter our humble home like never before. And when what went with it was several hundred, and I mean several hundred new age spiritual books, and they all went to a charity shop, and I didn't even think twice about it. It just felt absolutely right. I had this kind of stirring at the time of all of that is just noise. All of those books are noise. You know, I've can you imagine over 27 years of walking the path that I've walked and taking the journey that I've journeyed. There was a hunger for knowledge, there was a hunger for wisdom, but the bottom line has always been my greatest teacher. Greatest teachers have been spirit and the innate and the voice itself. And here's kind of, you know, here's the thing in all of that, is that I kind of arrived at a place, and it was stirred up this week by someone saying, again, you know, someone saying again, you know, what is next? And if I kind of look back, and I look back at that surge, that real kind of deep feeling of, you know, just gathering all those books and bagging them up. Several bags went. It's huge. Seriously, you know, several hundred books, 27 years worth, and they all went. And I can remember really clearly this feeling of that it puts you on this kind of treadmill. It puts you on this sense of seeking, or as what stirred up in me in this last week, this really hucked up game of kind of hide and seek. Boo. There you are, this sense of trying to discover, trying to find. And some of you would have listened to my audio book over time. If you're interested, you can find it on my website, which is allthews.shanegadd.com, and you'll be able to discover it. But I can remember when I kind of brought all that together, the title for that audiobook was The Long Road Home. And I remember being asked several times is, what is the long road home? Long road home is absolutely what I'm about to share with you. Is that it's that sense of arrival, that we've arrived and we've arrived home. I can remember many years back working as a holistic medium and a holistic medium, standing there in front of an audience of, I think it's about maybe 150 people, about to deliver some messages and direct contact, and the voice. Okay, so over the years I've certainly known felt the difference, known the difference between spirit, a loved one, a guide, what I refer to as the innate, the voice. And I remember looking out at this audience just about to address them and make a connection, and this voice says to me from deep inside of me, Shane, what is it that you see? As I'm looking out to the audience, I kind of got this sense of what stirred up in me is that what I was seeing is people that are seeking answers, looking for answers. And as I kind of felt that, I could feel the voice say to me, yes. And then I kind of I knew what was needed, I knew what was required. And I said to the audience, many of you sitting here today are here because you're looking for answers. And many people started nodding, they were affirming that, they were saying yes. And I went, and there's a belief that you have that you don't know the answers. And I got even more yeses or more kind of acknowledgement. And I went, well, here's the thing, is actually, in fact, for weeks now, you've been waking up in the morning with those answers. But here's the thing, by lunchtime, you're doubting yourself again, and now you believe you don't know the answers. But actually you were waking up with so much clarity, with so much knowing, with so much kind of force that you knew exactly what was required and what was needed. And everybody was acknowledging that. Everybody was saying yes. But here's the thing. Come lunchtime, your mind has woken up, and as your mind wakes up, it absolutely tells you that you don't know. You're unsure. It starts arguing with you, and it all just literally falls apart. But when you first wake up, you've got the clarity, you've got the force, you've got the strength, you've got the knowing. But the thing is, you wake up, your mind wakes up, and as the mind wakes up, and so does the doubt, and then you kind of believe, you tell yourself that lie that you don't know. Well, that's not the truth of the matter. What really is going on in there is that it's not you don't know, that you're becoming fearful of acting on what you do know. And that is absolutely it within a nutshell. Okay, it's not that you don't know, it's that your mind wakes up and then it becomes fearful of acting on what you do know, because it takes courage to create those changes. So this week I get asked, what's ahead, what's on the journey, what's on the path now? And I kind of sat there, and the next morning it kind of just exploded in me that there is no path, there is no journey. It's a dream. It's a trap. And it's a total trap. It's like a maze. It's a never-ending story that takes you on a spiral. It's like a restless itch that you kind of believe, that you think that you're going to find what is right here in a future time. That's a bit like waking up when you know those answers, and then you kind of, through fear, not realizing that, but through fear, you tell yourself you don't know the answers. That's kind of more comfortable, but actually the truth and the deep truth is you do know the answers, but you've got to find the courage to act on them. It's an illusion. And that's why I really felt the importance of jettisoning all of those books, because it's kind of noise. And I think the best way we can serve ourselves at this time is to become more aware of that restless itch, that scratching that we've got. Because that's what those books were. They were fueling that requirement, that need to find more knowledge. I think we have to trust in our presence, trust in our heart, trust in our soul. You know, I'm an absolute believer that as we sit here today, there's lifetimes of wisdom coursing through our veins. And if we can trust that, and we can connect with it, and we can begin to listen to it, we can discover the truths, we can discover the answers, we can discover the knowing. It's like all those people sitting there in that audience, you know, is I took them into a meditation, and it was really simple. It's just this sense of breathing. Because when we breathe and we breathe and we breathe deeply, we come back to self. We come back home. And that's just it. There is only and can only be oneness. And here's the thing. There is only life. You're not living a life. You are life. You're like light and radiance. You're like light and radiance taking shape. And you are home. As for me, was those years back, shaping that audiobook and the long road home. It's home. Where's home? Home is here. It's self. You know, it's a bit like, you know, when we kind of moved into this global event that we're all experiencing right now, and kind of everybody was sent home, sent indoors, and the world become quieter. But in a way, we kind of took that noise inside with us. We took all those distractions from out there in with us. I think we've still got that opportunity. You know, we are human beings, but we've become doings. We've become human doings. You know, so much stimulation, so much noise, so much distraction. Can we sit in silence? Can we sit and gaze out that window and watch that light change? Can we do nothing without thinking it's a waste of time? It's never a waste. There is no path, there is no journey. Fuck the plans. There are no plans. And right now, plans cannot be made. From the shell of the old world, a new world will be born. And here's the irony, okay, is the whole of my life I've made plans. Let's take one of them. Shane, wake up, wake up, wake up. In this life you have grown many things, you've touched many lives, but it's time to grow a garden. My God, that was mind-blowing, completely life-changing, but I never planned for that. That wasn't my plan. It was a plan, but it wasn't my plan. I didn't plan that. But I was receptive to it. That's what I've absolutely figured. Is the whole of my life I've not made plans. I've been receptive to what is organically unfolding around me and within me, and I've received it, and then I've moved into it. Plans cannot be made, yet we perceive that we do. That restlessness is an itch. Stop scratching. Stop, pause and breathe and move into what is organic, what is unfolding. It's magic. None of this is a mistake. None of it. It's never by chance. It's by design. You are life. You are light and radiance taking shape. And importantly, you are home. Do you know, in these last 7 or 8 months, I felt the importance and the urge and the nudge to share what I consider important truths, stir up thought, and stir up the information of what's kind of happening in our world, and importantly so that we're not just hearing one narrative. And this last week I felt every bit of my being and fibre said to me, get off the train. Just get off the train. Now's the time to get off the train. Get off the train and sit. Observe. Be. Watch. There's so much chaos. So much chaos out there in the world. Huge, vast amount of chaos. But here's the thing. It's like a reflection of the expression of humanity's inner wounding just showing up in the world. That chaos is a pure reflection of the collective inner wounding of humanity. A really good friend of mine, this last week, a few days ago, on Friday evening, said to me, you know what, we have a duty to nourish, nurture and ignite peace, grace and goodness in people's lives. We have a duty, we're duty bound to ignite that grace, that ease, that peace and that light in people's lives. What we've got to do is we've got to dig into that restlessness, that scratch and that itch. What is it that we are seeking? Is we've been conditioned, we've been duped, we've been lied to that more is more, and all we're looking for is always ahead of us. Boom, it's gone. It's been a fucked up game of hide and seek. I believe that less is more. Simplicity is the key. These are, real deep nuggets of gold that the innate has been offering during all this time to keep things simple and less is more. But we've been duped. It's like comes down and just we lose it. We don't see it. We've lost track. But what is it that we've been looking for? It's you. It's us. It's me. It's you. It's us. And it's right here. Boo! What a crazy, effed up game of hide and seek it's been. I often get told, I'm a teacher. I'm no teacher. I'm a mirror. Your inner light, your inner compass, that knowing, that truth that sits in your heart, that's your teacher, that's your guru. Trust your heart, trust your presence, and trust your life. None of this is a mistake. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Shane, you have grown many things, you've touched many lives. It is now time to grow a garden. life changing. This last week, life changing. Trust your heart, trust your presence, trust your life. None of this is by mistake. It's never by chance, it is by design. Rest easy. You are home. More to come. More to come in the coming weeks. Like boom. I'm not sure that life will now ever be the same. Yet, I guess that's the new normal, right? Keep shining. Love you all very much. Speak real soon.